Hey everyone, happy Monday, and it is time for another episode of Day in the Life of Vintage Classic Specialist. So, Mr. Rafa mostly worked on the beautiful 64 turquoise bus today. Got a number of pretty big things done. One of which is that he installed the complete deck lid, so it is fully on there now, and the latch, everything. So that's a pretty good one. And in addition to that, he also, I can squeeze back here, also put in the complete, door's not closed all the way, put on the complete passenger side window assembly. He said it fought him a little bit, but in the end he prevailed. So yeah, that's in. Sorry, it's kind of tight back here. Another thing is, you can see right there, he put on the outside rear view mirrors. So passenger and driver, got those on. Let's see, what else did he do? He also installed the complete steering wheel assembly, which includes the cancel ring for the horn and the horn button itself, all that good stuff. It's all in and all hooked up and looking super good. So the steering wheel came from Koch's. Anyone in the VW world knows Koch's. And the owner actually bought it directly from Koch's at the Octo show, and somehow it didn't come with the cancel ring. And so I made a call to Koch's and told them the situation, that, hey, we have this bus that the customer bought a wheel for. We have no cancel ring for the turn signal switch. They popped one in the mail for me, and I had it the next day. So super good customer service from Koch's there. Those guys are great, very nice over there. And so they took care of us straight away. And so now the bus has its very nice Koch's steering wheel in it. And let's see, what else happened? Oh, the other big thing is, look at that. Woo! It's got all the skylight windows in it. And on the other side, I don't know if you can see through the glare, but all the skylight windows are in. And so you may remember, if you watch the channel regularly, that originally only 2 went in this bus. And so there were still 6 remaining. And Rafa had previously trimmed the seals for him to make them go in easier. And they still fought. So our friend and partner Leo was over, and him and Rafa wrestled these things and used tons and tons of elbow grease and finally got them in. And of course they look amazing. Few things cooler than skylight windows on a 21 or 23 window bus. Got 2 pairs here side by side, 23 window, 21 window. For anyone wondering, if you haven't figured it out already, the difference between 21 and 23 is these side windows on the earlier buses. So there you go. Anyway, so that is pretty much what happened on this guy today. A little bit on the 59. Hasn't installed them yet, and I don't even know where they are, but the hubcaps for this car got their logos painted on them. Oh, there they are. You're not really going to be able to see them, but yeah, there they are. You can't really see them, or not very well anyway. But yeah, so those all have their logos painted on them, so that's kind of cool. That's really, like, literally one of the last things on this bus. So very soon I'm going to have to start putting some miles on this bus, which I hate driving customer buses. You guys all know this, but got to happen. We want anything that needs debugging to happen to us, not to the owner. So there you go. What else happened today? I started the day off with this guy. Just a few kind of like dangling details that I wanted to get done on it. I went ahead and installed the rear drums. So there's one, and here's the other. And this drum was actually a fighter. This is the new one. And a lot of times the new drums, the splines are just too tight, and you cannot get them on the splined axle. So lots of time and patience with a file, using the file on the drum to make things fit very carefully, a little bit at a time, test fit, little bit, test fit, etc., etc. And finally got it on and all buttoned down. So not a huge deal, but pretty much, again, my goal with this car was to get it ready so that when the motor comes in, we get the motor together, that everything else on the car is ready. So those were a few of the last details to make it that way. The other thing I did was, I don't have my light handy, but, oh, there it is. I put the starter in, so finished getting it all painted up and looking pretty and installed there, so, and wired up. So, yeah, other than the two rear hard brake lines, so there and there. Other than that, and then bleeding the brakes, this car is ready for its new motor. So whenever that comes in, then away we go. So the other thing I worked on today is this guy, the 80s Van Halen cow look car. Look at this thing. It just keeps getting better and better. So kind of at the end of today, because I couldn't wait any longer, I put on this beautiful dual quiet pack exhaust, the mufflers. The header, of course, was already on. This came from our friends over at A1 in Santa Ana. And holy crap, this thing fits like a glove. And to say it looks bitchin' is just a terrible understatement. So that went on kind of at the end of the day. And then earlier in the day, what I did on it was, the motor probably looks about the same as last time you saw it, but pretty much all this stuff here was just on as like mock-up. And I didn't even have the fan in it, nothing like that. So, so today I pulled all this stuff off and I went ahead and did the actual assembly of the fan. We got a welded fan for it, the fan to the alternator, the backing plate, got all that stuff assembled, and then assembled it obviously to the fan shroud, got that in, and the duct work back here. I don't know if you'll be able to see, yeah, the little duct back there, dark back there, but there's the one that basically blows, yeah, there it is, blows the hot air out kind of by the transmission there. So this one, this sort of triangle piece of the ductwork, I didn't, now it seems obvious that I should have done this, but I had that powder coated red and it just kind of sticks out like a sore thumb and looks super weird. The back of the fan shroud here, including the actual doghouse part, which is pretty hard to see, but right here is black. So this is just sitting here now. This looks really dumb. So I'm actually going to take this and just spray paint over the red powder coat black, like a semi-gloss or like a satin black, so that this thing just kind of fades back into there like the rest of the doghouse. So yeah, a little thing, just scuff this guy up a bit and shoot some satin black paint on it so it disappears in there, because it was very distracting with it sitting there like that. So this is all on for real. The generator, alternator stand is on with its little metal gasket for real. I went ahead and installed the Santana style pulley, so super 80s pulley right there. Boom. What else? I think those were kind of the main things on this one. So tomorrow I'll probably continue to work on this and maybe go ahead, and the carburetors are just sitting there for now, but I'll probably go ahead and do the actual install of the carbs and the linkage. I need to pick up a fuel pump. I've already got his distributor, which is a 009 that the car came with electronic points in it. And I need to get a coil and figure out where I'm going to mount it. So hopefully I'll do some or most or all of that tomorrow. The air cleaner assemblies on it. So yeah, probably by the time I do this video tomorrow, this motor is pretty much going to be buttoned up here. So the other thing that happened today was we tested Jacob's electrical out on his car, and everything actually worked with a couple of small caveats. One of which is that his idiot light for the oil pressure didn't work, and so we did some troubleshooting, and it turns out that his oil pressure sender was actually bad. So got another one of those on order. It took us a while to figure out because we were kind of checking everything up front there because we had reason to believe that it was something up front with the bulb or something. Turns out I think there was an issue up there, and there was also the sender having an issue. So those two things kind of caused us to take a while to troubleshoot it. But in the end, we prevailed and figured out that the sender is actually bad. In addition to, I think, a bulb holder that was making poor contact up there. So between those two things, it's going to work now when we put the new sender in. His turn signals work. His brakes work. His radio works. That actually had a blown fuse in the fuse holder that we put on it, but that's not Jacob's fault. So for his first car that he's wired, he did an amazing job. Pretty much everything worked from the get-go here, with the exception of a bad sender and a blown fuse on the radio. Everything works. So really good job to him. And he did, a good job. The wires are nice and organized and tidy. So yeah, super proud of him on that one. And yeah, so this car is getting very close to being fired up. And once we get some windows in it and probably do a little tuning, then this sucker is going to be ready to go. Anyway, that is it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed this, and we will see you again tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye.